Dear friend, I welcome you to another session of questions and answers with Daniel Hayford. Today we seek to solve 40 questions. We want to attempt to solve 40 questions. The questions are in the area of pests and vector control, in public health and entomology, medical anthropology, in economic entomology. So it is good for people who are interested in biology or biological sciences, medicine or medical sciences. It's a public health, nursing, medical students, laboratory science students, those who are interested in genetic engineering, molecular biology, and recombinant DNA technology, and so on and so forth. And so today, if you are interested in some of these areas, then you know that this session is for you. When we met the last time, I indicated that one of the key things you are supposed to take note of when you are answering questions is the instruction. The instruction. You don't have to read the instruction halfway. You have to read the full instruction. Yes, you are expected and required to read the full instruction. And when you read the full instruction, you'll be able to know what you are being commanded to do. In every examination, the examiner is the commander and he commands the one he is examining, the one she is examining, the one they are examining to do what they want them to do. So when you enter an exam hall, you don't do what you want to do, you do as commanded. And your commandment is the instruction. So for today's 40 questions that we seek to solve, let's take note of the instruction. It reads, for questions 1 to 40, choose the best answer. Check in the bracket, we have S. So it means that I can read our instruction this way. For questions 1 to 40, choose the best answer or answers. What is the clue here? The clue here is that it is possible that for some of the questions, 2 or more answers may be correct, and we are supposed to choose all of them in accordance with our instruction. So we need to pay attention to the instruction. We don't have to forget the instruction throughout the period that we'll be solving the questions. Let's begin. The first question is pests. Pests as living organisms include macroscopic members of the kingdom Animalia or other microorganisms which have negative effect on all of the following except. So pests as living organisms include, check out macroscopic, organisms or animals that we can see with unaided eye. Okay, so we have some pests that are animals that we can actually see without the need for a microscope or a lens or anything like that. So they are macroscopic, they are complex, they are big enough to be seen with the eye, the unaided eye. And then again, there are some pests which are microscopic. Okay, so they are microorganisms. We need aid for our eye before we can afford to see them. What are pests? Pests are organisms which may cause disease or may be the means through which a disease may be transmitted, or they may cause nuisance. They may be at a place where they are not wanted and things like that. And they have negative effect. They have negative effect. Pests have direct or indirect impact. The direct impact is inflicted or is triggered by them directly. It's something that they cause. And then they also have indirect impact. For example, when it comes to disease transmission, they are not the causal agents, but they vector, they spread. Okay, so which of the following are not negatively impacted? Okay, human beings are impacted by pests. You know, they cause nuisance to us. And sometimes when you find yourself at a place where, let's say, there are a lot of mosquitoes, for example, if you don't take it throughout the night, you may not be able to sleep, and the following day, you may not be productive at work. Okay, but and then the cause of the bite, some of the species may have pathogens, and they may spread the pathogens to you, and then after some time you may fall sick. So they have negative effect on humans. So human beings won't be an exception. Then the bees, agricultural produce. Yes, think about the weevil. Okay, let's say the grain weevil, for example. Um, they have negative effects on agricultural produce. And then domesticated animals, yes, the flea, for example, also may affect the cats and the dogs, you know. And what about burdens? Yes, pests like the termites may destroy burdens that we construct with wooden materials. And so it means that we won't have an exception among the options A to D. And so our best answer here should be, um, our best answer here should be none of the above. None of the above. Then question number 2, which of the following is or are true about pest species which are animals? Yes, there are pest species which are animals. So which of the following statements is true about them? The option A says animal pests are threat to human beings. The option B says animal pests compete with humans for natural resources. Option C says animal pests spread causal agent of disease to humans. And then the D says animal pests transmit diseases to domesticated animals. Then E, all of the above are true about animal pests. So which one should be your best answer? Yes, I think the best answer should be all of the above. And the reason is that, as we indicated in the previous question, or whilst we are attempting to solve the previous questions, we realize that animal pests really are a threat to human beings, even economically. You know, the new Santic ones may cause people not to be efficient at work because of their biting, maybe in the night. Or sometimes at some workplaces, pests may actually threaten the efficiency of the human resource at work, in places where they bite humans in the course of the day, you know, and people have to work in the course of the day. Then the option B2, animal pests compete with humans for yes, they do compete with human beings for natural resources. And you know, when we look at the economic footprint of humans, for example, you realize that humans we have exceeded our footprint, our economic, our ecological footprint, not economic. The consideration here is ecological footprint, and we humans we have exceeded our ecological footprint. You know, our demand for natural resources, you know, has gone out of proportion, and because of that, we have actually encroached places, or we have entered into the range of some organisms, let's say some pest species or organisms, and because of that, some of those organisms have become pests. You know, so we actually trigger the proliferation of pest species when we compete with them, but they also do compete with us. Then animal pests spread causal agent of disease to humans. This one too is true. The causal agents are the pathogens, so they can spread, let's say, leishmaniasis to human beings. They can spread malaria, encephalitis, yellow fever, and so on and so forth to humans. They also do spread or transmit diseases to domesticated animals. Yes, and so our best option truly stands all of the above are true about animal pests. That one should be our best option. Then question number 3, medical anthropology is an incredibly exciting discipline which constitutes an integral part of which of the following sciences or areas of specialization. Medical anthropology. So anthropology is the study of arthropods, and the field of anthropology itself may be medical or non-medical. Okay, so it means we can have agricultural anthropology when we are looking at arthropods of agricultural importance, and so medical anthropology has to do with arthropods of medical importance. Okay, sometimes you may not see medical anthropology, you may see public health anthropology, in which case we are looking at arthropods of public health importance. Note that when you see a course and the title is medical something, let's say medical anthropology, like medical anthropodology, medical entomology, medical parasitology, medical mycology, medical microbiology, and so on and so forth, then you know that the focus is on human beings. The focus is on human beings. So medical anthropodology here has to do with arthropods which are of medical importance. And if they are really of medical importance, then they will truly be of public health importance, because the focus is on the problems which are caused by some arthropods on humans. And those problems include health issues or health problems. So public health people have the study of medical anthropology as an integral part, you know. Then biomedical sciences like the biological sciences, people who are interested in biology, or medical students, nurses may study courses which may include medical anthropology. Medical anthropology can be an integral part of biomedical sciences. And then when it comes to biomedical engineering, that one too is true. Let's say those who are interested in, let's say, genetic engineering, for example, they may also be interested in arthropods of medical importance or biological importance. And so our best option here should be all of the above. All of the above. Let's go to question number 4. Which of the following is or are true vector-borne disease or diseases? So which of the following is or are true vector-borne disease or diseases? Our first option is Chagas disease, B. encephalitis, C. leishmaniasis, D. malaria, and E. schistosomiasis. So which of these do you think should be or is a vector-borne disease or are vector-borne diseases? Of course, you heard about malaria, and malaria is the most famous of all the vector-borne diseases, especially in the developing country or in Africa. Malaria is a vector-borne disease. It is transmitted by mosquitoes. The mosquito species which tops them all, the Anopheles. And the number one is Anopheles gambiae sensu strictu. Anopheles gambiae sensu strictu. It is really the deadliest of all vectors, and it has really killed more people over the years. It has also reigned right from antiquity. Okay, so malaria tops them all. It's a vector-borne disease. Leishmaniasis is also a vector-borne disease transmitted by sandflies. Encephalitis is also a vector-borne disease. Mosquitoes. We have different kinds of encephalitis. We have the Western equine encephalitis, Venezuelan encephalitis, Japanese encephalitis, and so on and so forth. Chagas disease, um, trypanosomiasis, um, schistosomiasis are all vector-borne diseases. In other words, for question number 4, all the options that we have should be chosen as our answers in line with the instruction. And even the question itself is asking us which of the following is or are true vector-borne disease or diseases. So we need to choose all of them. Question number 5. Question number 5. The scientific disciplines under which pests are studied include which of the following? The scientific disciplines under which pests are studied include which of the following? The option A is anthropology, B, entomology, C, insect science, D, vector biology, and E, all of the above. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already talked about anthropology a lot, and so by now you know that anthropology should be one of the disciplines under which pests are studied. We mentioned medical anthropology, for example, and then also maybe agricultural anthropology for those who are interested in agri science or biological sciences. Again, then the option B, entomology. Yes, entomology is the study of insects, scientific study of insects. And so entomology will also capture pests, you know. Then insect science is also, yes, entomology is basically insect science. Then vector biology, that's the biology of vectors. Among pests, some of them transmit diseases, and those ones we refer to them as vectors. And so it means that option A to D are all disciplines which are studied under, or they are disciplines under which pests are studied. And so our best option here should be E, all of the above. All of the above. Now, question number 6. Which of the following statement is or are true about anthropology or the anthropologists? Which of the following statement is or are true about anthropology or the anthropologists? The first option says anthropology is important in medicine and it is studied together with parasitology. That's our option A. Option B says anthropologists study animals such as insects, arachnids, and crustaceans. The C says anthropologists study animals with jointed appendages called arthropods. The D says the arthropods studied under anthropology possess jointed limbs. And then E says anthropology unveils the wonders of Earth's most diverse animals, the arthropods. So which one is your best answer? I think you need to choose yours before, your best answer or answers before we can proceed to choose ours. Yes. Anthropology and anthropologists. An anthropologist is someone who studies anthropology or who probably has specialized in the field of anthropology. And then anthropology is the study of arthropods. Arthropods. Now, what are arthropods? What are arthropods? They are the arthropod, arthron and pod, animals with jointed appendages. Animals with jointed appendages. I don't know if you've seen an insect, let's say an ant before. You see that the body is actually such that the limbs, are jointed. They have joints on their limbs. So they are animals with jointed appendages, and even the body part itself. Some of them have body parts, consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. 3 body divisions. Some have 2 body divisions, and so on and so forth. So body divisions, but their name come from their limbs, jointed appendages. So the first option is anthropology is important in medicine and it is studied together with parasitology. This one is true. Anthropodology is important in medicine because of public health anthropodology, or um, what we call medical anthropology, as we mentioned earlier. And it is actually studied together with parasitology, or sometimes with entomology. Okay, we have what we call parasitology and public health, or entomology and public health, or medical entomology. So anthropology is important in medicine, and is studied together with parasitology or with entomology. Then again, the option B is anthropodologists study animals such as insects, arachnids, and crustaceans. And this one too is true. Insects is a very key component. In actual fact, there are five subphyla of the phylum Arthropoda. There are five subphyla, and the insects, the arachnids, and crustaceans fall under three of the subphyla, who are part of the sub phyla. So arthropods, we have phylum Arthropoda, one of the animal phyla. Now, the anthropodologists study animals with jointed appendages. Yes, from what I have said about arthropods, they are animals with jointed appendages. And then the appendages, include limbs. All right, so they have jointed limbs. So arthropods under which the arthropods studied under arthropodology possess jointed limbs. It is true. Then the anthropodology unveils the wonders of Earth's most diverse animals, the arthropods. Yes, the arthropods are considered the most successful animals. They have been able to develop into organisms which are capable of living in both the aquatic ecosystems and the terrestrial ecosystems. Wow, they are successful. They have the ability to occupy so many areas. They are cosmopolitan. They are ubiquitous, basically. And in terms of diversity, they are very diverse. When we look at biodiversity, we see a lot of diversity in the membership, or among the membership of the phylum Arthropoda. And we say that biodiversity is our insurance for the future as humans. And they are a key resource. The arthropods are a key resource. The insects, for example, wow, incredible. You take interest in insects and begin to read about them and see how successful they are and how rich they are in terms of diversity. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Now, so it means that for that question, all the options are true about anthropodology or the anthropodologists. Now let's go to question number 7. Pest species can be. So here we are expected to complete a sentence. Pest species can be. The options A says the bacteria, birds, fish, fungi, and viruses. The option B says invertebrate animals like arachnids, flatworms, nematodes, mollusks, protozoans, and insects. The C says the mammals like the deer and rodents. Option D says plant species which are not wanted in a given site. And then the E says all of the above. Yeah. So which one do you think will complete our sentence? The option A can actually complete the sentence. Pest species can be bacteria, birds, fish, fungi, and viruses. So this one can complete the sentence. The option B2 can. Pest species can be invertebrate animals like arachnids, flatworms, nematodes, mollusks, protozoans, and insects. Pest species can be mammals like the deer and rodents. Yes, these are some of the macroscopic, the big mammals can also be pests. And then pest species can be plant species which are not wanted in a given site. Yes, weeds, what we refer to as weeds, are also pests. It means our best shot here should be, or our best option here should be all of the above. So pest species can be all of the above. The option A to D. Now, question number 8, quickly. Question number 8. What is there for us? It says that which of the following is or are true about the rationale of a course on anthropology? Assuming you become a head of department and then you introduce a course on anthropology, let's say medical anthropology or agricultural anthropology or anthropology in general. What do you think will be the benefit or the impact of of the program on the people, the participants? In what way can the program help the people to contribute their quota to the scientific endeavors of society? The option A says to help students to gain knowledge of arthropods of public health. Okay. Option B says to help students to gain knowledge of arthropods of veterinary importance. The C says to help participants be able to develop effective tools for pest or vector control. The D says to help participants be able to develop effective tools to control arthropod-borne diseases and other infirmities caused or transmitted by arthropods. The E says to enable participants to make public and animal life free from arthropod-borne infestation, disease, or parasites for a better global health and economy. This one, we don't have any option. That is all of the above. So let's examine them one by one quickly. The option A is to help students gain knowledge of arthropods or public health. Of course, you can't go through a course without securing the knowledge. So one of the key things is that at the end of the day, you should gain knowledge of arthropods of public health importance, for example. And in today's world, you don't only have to gain the knowledge, you must also go on to understand what you have, what you know, and then you go on from there to be able to apply what you know. You will be referred to as a competent person after you have gained knowledge, you've gained skills, and you have been able to secure some experience in practicing what you know and putting into practice the skills that you have acquired. Yeah. So yes, at the end of the day, the people should be knowledgeable on arthropods or public health important, for example, assuming it is public health anthropology, or sometimes even when you are doing general anthropology, you'll be able to still gain knowledge of arthropods of public health importance. And at the end of the day, then again, after the program, the people, the B says to help students to gain knowledge of arthropods of veterinary importance. Yes, so it's not only public health that arthropods have impact in veterinary science or in the area of vet. Arthropods are important, so you gain knowledge there too. Then the C is to help participants to be able to develop effective tools for pest or vector control. Yes, what is knowledge if you can't use it to solve a problem in society? And so, or you can't use it to help, promote or help enhance something in society. You should be able to use your knowledge to help, improve upon the well-being or help people secure a better well-being, total well-being, and things like that, or to ensure well-being. Yes, so one of the key things is that you should be able to develop effective tools for pest or vector control, and that is a very good thing. Then, to help participants be able to develop effective tools to control arthropod-borne diseases and other infirmities caused or transmitted by arthropods. Yes, this one too is true. And then the other one, to enable participants to make public and animal life free from arthropod-borne infestation, disease or parasites for a better global health and economy. Yes, in actual fact, the problem of arthropods can affect economy or the DP. You know how healthy an economy is. Why? Because just by let's say mosquito bite or insect bite alone, you know, people may be rendered inefficient at work. And then again, I don't know if you are aware of the SG, the sustainable, or you know about the global goals. Let me summarize it this way. I don't know whether you are aware of the global goals. One of them is to ensure health and well-being. And if people participate in a course on anthropology, one of the expected benefits should be that they should be able to make public and animal life free from arthropods, arthropod-borne infestation, or diseases or parasites. You know, this way, our focus, or maybe in this context, our focus will be on the human life, because we are looking at the global good. But in actual fact, even animal life is also very important if we are to achieve better global health on the economy. Sometimes we can't sit aloof and say that this disease affects only animals, so we don't care. Some animal diseases, okay, can be transmitted or passed on to human beings. Uh-huh. So we have something called zoonosis. Okay, zoonotic. Some animal diseases can be passed on to human beings. So read about zoonosis or zoonotic diseases, zoonosis or zoonotic diseases. Read about such a thing today. So it means that in this for question 8, okay, all the options are true about the rationale for a course on anthropology. Then, question number 9. Over the years, the pest control project and programs which have been planned and executed often had the tendency of falling mostly into two categories, namely, the option A, say biological and chemical control, B, cultural and biological control, C, genetic and behavioral control, D, mechanical and physical control. So which of them is your best answer? Over the years, the pest control projects and programs which have been planned and executed often had the tendency of falling mostly into two categories, namely, the option A should be our best shot, biological and chemical control. Yes, these have been the mainstay over the years. Historically, they were the mainstay. Today, of course, we talk about integrated uh, pest management, and then, or maybe in terms of vectors, we talk about integrated vector management, so IVM or IPM. And you know, for IVM, IPM, we don't just get up and use chemicals. No, we use chemicals only if and only if it is truly necessary. But whatever the case is, over the years, we acknowledge the fact that the mainstay has been biological and chemical control, not let's say cultural and biological may be basically the same. Genetic and behavioral may be part of biological control in some way. And then again, mechanical and physical, those ones too are there, but they haven't been the mainstay. You know, they haven't been the mainstay. The question number 10, there are many living organisms which may become pest species someday. This is because option A says certain human activities typically lead to proliferation of important pests. B says only natural activities of nature typically lead to proliferation of important pests. Option C, human activities are not required for the proliferation of important pests to occur. Then this is no natural activities of nature typically lead to proliferation of important pests. Right. So which one is your best option for this question? I think our best should be option A. Certain human activities typically lead to proliferation of important pests. Yes, in actual fact, when it comes to uh, proliferation of pests in society, humans have played the major role, the main role. We are the, the champions of such a thing. And we are actually also the most affected by such things. We are the group that's mostly affected by such things. The problems of humans are actually mostly caused by human beings. You look around the world and see problems that various groups of even humans have. They are basically um, things that are caused by humans to a large extent, or humans contribute significantly to the the problem. We need to look into our way of life well and see how best we can avoid, participating in causing our own problems. The option A is the best answer for question number 10. The option B is not only natural activities of nature that typically lead to proliferation, it's not only natural activities. Then again, human activities are not required. No, human activities are actually the major cause of proliferation of important pests. There are no natural activities of nature typically lead to. Natural activities can lead to proliferation of insect pests when the environment is modified to a certain extent. Question number 11. Medical anthropology encompasses. Okay, so this one we are supposed to talk about the constituents of medical uh, anthropology, or what constitutes medical anthropology. So the first one is medical entomology. Yes, insects are part of arthropods. So medical entomology is part of medical anthropology. Then medical archaeology, this one too is also part. The major groups of arthropods includes archaea, and then the option C, medical myriapodology. This one too is true. So it means that medical anthropology encompasses all of the above. You should choose all of the above. Anyway, I think a lot of our questions, the answers are all of the above. Don't think that that should be the case for all. So that one day when you are writing exams and there are options, all of the above, you will choose to go for the no. Make sure you read your question very well and choose all of the above only if you are convinced, persuaded that that should be the answer. Question number 12. Which of the following activities can lead to proliferation of pests? A. Application of broad spectrum pesticides. B. Introduction of exotic species of organisms. C. Monocultural farming practices. D. Natural causes resulting from environmental modification to a certain extent. And then E. All of the above. All right, so all of the above has appeared here again. Now let's see if any of the above can lead to proliferation of pests. Application of broad spectrum pesticides. Yes, this is one way human activities lead to proliferation of pests. Application of broad spectrum pesticides. What does it mean? Broad spectrum pesticides are the ones that are not targeted, at specific organisms. So they are the type that can, when they are applied, let's say, with the purpose of killing insects, they can also really kill plants. Okay, they can also kill snails and other organisms in the wild, or the area where, or the community where the chemical is being sprayed or being used. So they are broad spectrum to mean that they are not targeted. So in other words, if they are not prospecting, then they are targeted. Targeted means that when you apply, it will only affect the organism for which you did the application. For example, we have something we call BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. When it's applied, it can only have effect on mosquitoes and black flies. Okay, the mosquitoes, the larvae in particular, I think basically the larvae. The larvae, they will feed on the granules or the substance that contains the BT, and then they will end up dying. So at the end of the day, they are the only ones that will be killed if there are, let's say, mosquitoes, maybe somewhere in a certain community, and you use the BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, then you end up targeting only the mosquitoes, or if it is black flies in some reverend community, then it is only the black flies that you'll be able to target. But there are some pests that are not like that. They are broad spectrum. When you apply, humans can die, insects can die, mollusks can die, all the different kinds of organisms in that community may be affected. Humans over the years have done that, and it has actually led to proliferation of pests. The introduction of exotic species of organisms, yes, when you introduce, let's say, non-native species to a certain community and they are able to establish themselves, they can become invasive, and that one is also can also cause proliferation of pests in some places and things like that. So invasive species, exotic species, and they are introduced by human beings predominantly, or basically. It is human beings that really do that. During the colonial era, some species were sent from one region to another. Some of them became invasive. Then we also have monocultural farming practices. Yes, it also does that. And then the natural causes resulting from environmental modification to a large extent. Yes, natural causes also lead to proliferation of pest species. So if we've been able to establish that all these activities can lead to proliferation of pests, okay, all this, if we've been able to establish that all the options there, okay, from A to D can lead to proliferation of pests, then our best answer here should be the option E, all of the above, all of the above. In an examination, make sure you do not choose the various options if you don't take care. But at the time you finish choosing all the options, you will forget that there is a better option, all of the above. So you have to do your rough work somewhere, and then you choose your best answer at the place where you are supposed to provide your answer. So all of the above leads to proliferation, can lead to proliferation of pests. Now, question number 13, which of the following is true about living organisms and pests? Option A says, most organisms are inherently pests, few organisms are not inherently pests. Then B, some organisms are inherently pests, other, so let's see, this place is supposed to be others, okay? So the option B should read, some organisms are inherently pests, others are not inherently pests. The C, there are living organisms which are inherently pest species. And then D is there are no living organisms which are inherently pest species. Okay, so which one is our best answer? It should be the D. There are no living organisms which are inherently pest species. There are no living organisms which are inherently pest species. That should be our best shot for question number 13. Then question number 14. Pests may include the option A is molecules which are known to be non-living organisms. B, viruses, which are organisms at the edge of becoming living organisms. C, living organisms. D, all of the above. E, neither A nor B is part of pests. So which one should be our best shot? We are supposed to complete the sentence. So which ones? Pests may include molecules which are known to be non-living organisms. Yes, pests. We know pests to be organisms which can cause nuisance or can cause disease, okay, to human beings, to plants, and things like that. There are some molecules like the prions, the virusoids, the viruses, the viroids, okay, they can really transmit or spread. They can cause disease directly, to humans or to plants, or maybe some organisms that we may not know of right now. Okay, so it means there are molecules which are non-living, but may still be causal agents of diseases. Then the option B says viruses, which are organisms at the edge of becoming living organisms. Yes, viruses have been described as organisms at the edge of life. They are at the edge of becoming life. In other words, they are not fully living organisms. Why? Because they are acellular. Viruses are acellular. Their composition, their level of organization is not up to a cell. They constitute a molecular assembly, and their reproduction is actually through replication. Replication, not cell division, not cell division. Again, when it comes to metabolism, viruses find themselves wanting, but viruses share some features with living organisms. For example, they have genetic material, which may be RNA or DNA, and viruses also evolve. They undergo evolution. So they share two important features with living organisms. They have genetic material, which may be DNA or RNA, and they are subject to evolution. They are able to undergo evolution. Okay, so we say they are at the edge of becoming living organisms. They are acellular. So the cell is the basic unit of life, remember, or the basic structural and functional unit of life. All living organisms are composed of cells. I don't know if you remember your cell theory. So yes, a pest may include the option A, they may include option B, and living organisms like the macroscopic ones that we spoke about, animals, weeds, they are plants. So it means that all of the above should be our best option. Why? Because the option E, which is neither A nor B is part, that one is not true. So the pests may not necessarily be living organisms. Question number 15. Certain blue flies deposit their eggs in carcasses and also invade the tissue of living animals like human beings and cause a medical condition called, okay, so our option A is myiasis, B encephalitis, C typhus, and then D all of the above. Yes, so which one should be your best option? And when you choose all of the above, then it means the first three, are conditions which are caused when certain blue flies deposit their eggs in carcasses and also invade the tissue of living animals. But it's not typhus, no. It is not encephalitis. So typhus we associate it with lice, and then encephalitis, not blue flies, and then encephalitis, Japanese, Venezuelan, and Western equine encephalitis are all mosquito-borne diseases, not blue flies. And so our best answer here should be myiasis. Then question number 16. Pests may be unwanted living organisms which tend to destroy or ruin. Okay, so which option? Water quality, animal life, plant life, all of the above, only animal and plants, of course. So let's look at it. The option E is not our best shot. Pests may be unwanted living organisms which tend to destroy they don't destroy or they don't ruin only animal and plant life. They can also actually ruin water quality. So this E is not our option. Okay, so they can ruin water quality, they can ruin animal life, they can ruin plant life, like the weeds, for example. And so our best option should be all of the above. All of the above. Question. Then 17. Mosquitoes spread which of the following viral diseases? Mosquitoes spread which of the following viral diseases? This question suggests that the options are all viral diseases. Okay, check out chikungunya fever, Japanese encephalitis, West Nile fever, yellow fever, then Zika virus fever. Okay, so all these are viral diseases. And so the question is asking which of them is really uh, uh, spread by mosquitoes or transmitted by mosquitoes. Yes, in Ghana here, for example, not long ago, uh, the chikungunya fever was identified in the country, you know, and so, and we know that it's associated with mosquitoes. So chikungunya is a mosquito borne. I indicated earlier on that the encephalitis are also mosquito borne. Yes. Look at yellow fever. Yellow fever is re-emerging in the country, Ghana, in some part of Africa. The hypothesis is that or it has been found, in actual fact, that the urban areas, they use overhead tanks, and the tanks has contain water, and the climate, is enough to make the water warm enough to favor the breeding of the yellow fever mosquito, Aedes mosquitoes. Let's say Aedes aegypti, for example, or Aedes albopictus. They are they which are associated with yellow fever. So yellow fever is re-emerging. We are saying it's re-emerging because once upon a time we eliminated it and we eradicated it from the country. But now some have been identified, some cases have been found. I remember not long ago there was a discovery or a report from Obuasi area, So when you choose to become, let's say, a medical anthropologist or medical entomologist or public health entomologist, then one of the areas that may be of interest to you is yellow fever. Yellow fever. You probably would want to contribute your quota as a scientist to help us roll back the yellow fever. We don't want it again. It's not supposed to re-emerge. Then West Nile virus is also a mosquito-borne disease. Then there's Zika virus fever is also mosquito-borne. So in other words, for question number 17, all the options are diseases or viral diseases which are spread by mosquitoes. Now, question number 18, which of the following probably used mongooses to control snakes and rodents in homes? Which of the following probably used mongooses to control snakes and so mongoose, mongoose. The options are the ancient Americans, the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Europeans, and all of the above. Yes, we know that the ancient Egyptians, okay, probably used mongooses to control snakes and rodents in their homes. Then question number 19, which of the following people tamed ferrets and used them as mouses around 1500 BC? The ancient Americans, the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Europeans, all of the above, the ancient Indians. Yes, which one is your answer? The ancient Europeans tamed ferrets and used them as mouses around 1500 BC. This is on record. Then question number 20, the phylum Arthropoda encompasses the largest number of species and individuals and a single specific group of animals which impact human lives by, okay, so the phylum Arthropoda encompasses the largest number of species and individuals under single specific group of animals which impact human lives by. In other words, how do they impact human lives? The option is by acting as the vectors for a large number of deadly diseases. Yeah, deadly diseases. You can think of the malaria and how it is killing many people. In actual fact, malaria is such that there are some diseases that the malaria will actually kill you on behalf of those diseases, like the HIV, people with tuberculosis, for example. Malaria will compromise your immunity. And when it does that, it will let you die out of those diseases quickly, than those diseases themselves can kill you. So, yes, the option A is one of the, or it's an answer. Okay, they can impact humans by acting as the vectors for a large number of deadly diseases. Then B, acting as the vectors for debilitating diseases. Yes, they can. Arthropods can act as vectors for debilitating diseases. They can act as the pest causing discomfort through their bite and sting. Yes, this one too is an option, a correct option that can help us complete the sentence. And then again, by offering a great source of novel biomedical and bioengineering products, yes, arthropods are not always bad. We make we gain benefits from them through bioengineering techniques, maybe DNA or genetic engineering techniques. So it means that this one is correct. They offer great source of novel biomedical and bioengineering products. Then they also act as the pests that cause discomfort through their bite and sting. Also, they act as vectors of debilitating diseases, and they also act as vectors of large number of deadly diseases. Yeah, some of the diseases may not necessarily kill you, but they can be debilitating. So we have diseases that are deadly, and some that are debilitating, or some are both debilitating and deadly. So it means that for question number 20, all the options are our best answers. And in accordance with the instruction, remember, we are not supposed to forget the instruction. In accordance with our instruction, we have chosen all of them. Now, question number 21. The mechanical or physical pest control include the option A is saying heat killing for storage pests, then flooding for ground pests. Then the C says sticky barriers, and then D, none of the above. Then the E says only A and C, only A and C. In other words, the C is saying heat killing and sticky barriers, and that it means that the B is not part, but in actual fact, the B is part. So it means that the E won't be our option, then none of the above two won't be our option, because we know that heat killing is part, okay, of physical or mechanical control. Then flooding is also part, and then sticky barriers also constitute part of the show, the mechanical or physical pest control strategy. And so for this one, our answers should be A, B, C. Question number 22. Question number 22. The mechanical or physical pest control methods are considerably limited in their utility, coupled with the fact that they are the. Okay, so the option A is their effectiveness has been found to be illusional. B, their effectiveness has been found to be comparable term with others. Then C, their effectiveness has been found to be medium term, and then E, their effectiveness has been found to be short term. So which one should be your answer? The answer should be the option D. Their effectiveness has been found to be short term. In actual fact, that is about the mechanical or physical control. The effectiveness is a short term, and so it is not its practice or its usage has been limited. For the first one, no, not illusional per se, and then the effectiveness is not comparable to, with the others. I think this option should be the effectiveness has been found to be comparable, uh, maybe maybe comparable, maybe with others. Okay, with maybe with other techniques, maybe with others. But it's not comparable. There are some that are more powerful than just the mechanical or physical control. Now, question number 23. The arrays of response to pests characteristically begin with the arrays of pests. Okay, the arrays of human response to pests characteristically begin with what? The A says elimination, B says intolerance, C prevention, D tolerance, and then E separation. Yes, so the arrays, when it comes to human response to pests, basically it begins with tolerance. It begins with tolerance. We tolerate the pest for some time, and then the for one can describe the members of the phylum Arthropoda using their. In other words, it is possible that some of these options can be used to describe the members of the phylum Arthropoda. So let's look at them to see if we can. The A says articulated body characterized by segment with appendices such as antennae and legs. B, exoskeleton, which is made up of cuticle and undergoes development through molting. C, internal organization with a similar pattern. And D, all of the above. Yes, the option A, it is true. We can actually describe the members of the phylum Arthropoda using their articulated body characterized by segment with appendices such as antennae and the legs. We can do that. Then we can also describe them by using their exoskeleton, which is made up of cuticle and undergoes development through molting. The exoskeleton is made up of chitin. The exoskeleton, yeah, I think we should rather use the word chitin. Chitin, maybe in this question. It is possible that that's what I meant. So the exoskeleton, which is made up of chitin and undergoes development through molting. Then there are internal organization with similar pattern. Yes, the arthropods have internal organization with similar pattern. Probably one of the days we'll look at the internal structures of the arthropods, and then you appreciate this one through an online lecture. I'll do that through an online lecture. So for those of you who are not my students, you will have the opportunity to enjoy that lecture. So it means that the option A, B, and C are all something that we can use to describe the phylum Arthropoda. But are we supposed to choose those ones as our answer? By no means. So it means our best option should be all of the above. All of the above. Now, question number 25. Which of the following is part of the 5 subphyla of the phylum? I repeat, which of the following is part of the 5 subphyla of the phylum Arthropoda and contains the right number of legs? Okay, so the Chericerata. In actual fact, there are 5 subphyla of the phylum Arthropoda that we know. Are these part of them? Yes. The Chericerata is part, and the legs, 8 legs, yes. So this is part of them. I've started choosing the right options because we don't have anything like all of the above or none of the above. So it means that any of them that you think is part of the subphyla, you should be able to mention. So I know that the subphylum Chericerata with 8 legs I know the subphylum Crustacea with 8 legs. I know of subphyla, subphylum Insecta. You know, if it's singular, then it should be phylum. So subphylum Chericerata, subphylum Crustacea, subphylum Insecta. And even this one too, Mariapoda is also part. Subphylum Mariapoda is part. Then subphylum Trilobitomorpha is also part. These ones we know them in fossils. Okay, they are extinct. But we know them through the fossil records. So it means that all the 5 are subphyla of the phylum Arthropoda. Maybe let's look at the insect, the 6 legs. But most insects have 6 legs. But some insects really don't have legs. Some are legless, and then some are also wingless. Yes. So, but whatever the case is, we have a lot of insects with 6 legs. The ones that have legs, they have 6. Now, question number 26. The arrays of human response to pests characteristically progress to and management. Okay. I think the next question is also part of the human responses, and that one to say the arrays of human response to pests progress ultimately to effort aimed at. It means that from the previous one we said it begins with tolerance. Okay, but if we can't tolerate them any longer, what would we do? We will attract them, we will deter them, we will tame them, we will trap them, we will terrorize, we will cause them to become sterile. Okay, our best answer here should be deterrence. We will deter them, and to deter them and manage. So the arrays of human response to pests characteristically progress to deterrence and management. All right. Then the question number 27. The arrays of human response to pests progress ultimately to effort aimed at the A is causing evolution in the pests so that they stop attacking humans, eliminating or totally eradicating the pest species since such a thing is achievable. C, enduring or totally adapting to the pest species since such a thing is achievable. And then D, tolerating or totally accepting the pest species as seen on the continent of Africa. So which one is our best answer? Anyway, the D, we don't really tolerate or accept the pest species in the continent of Africa. We are really combating pests in Africa, and we invite everybody to learn about pests and come on board. In your community, when we begin malaria control program there, or if we've already begun malaria control, then I encourage you to participate fully so that we can eliminate malaria, and not only malaria control, but other vector control programs going on in your community. You should be able to participate. In actual fact, if there are no control programs, then you can take the initiative to help establish one by learning about pests and collaborating with others. We need collaboration, collaborate, team up with others to be able to help overcome the disease. So this one is not, the D is not our option. Then the C, enduring or totally adapting them to the pest, enduring or totally adapting to the pest species since such a thing is like, no, we don't really have to adapt to them. Eliminating or totally eradicating the pest species, yes. In actual fact, our response ultimately reaches the stage where we try to eliminate or we eradicate the pest, and it is achievable, something that can be done. We don't really have to cause evolution in the pests so that they stop attacking humans. No, but so our best answer should be B. The arrays of human response to pests progress ultimately to efforts aimed at eliminating or totally eradicating the pest species since such a thing is achievable. Number 28, arthropods with wings are, okay, when you see an arthropod that has wing, is it a chericerate? Is it a crustacean? Is it an insect? Is it a myriapod? Is it a trilobite? Okay, our best answer here should be insect. Insects have wings and they fly. You know, birds fly, insects fly, bats fly. So arthropods with wings are insects. Now, question number 29. The decision to respond to pests is expected and required to be made through some form of operational activities. Okay, so we have mobilization and consultation, we have monitoring and evaluation, we have planning and implementation, we have sensitization and mobilization. Our best answer should be monitoring and evaluation. Yes, the decision to respond to pests is expected and required to be made through some form of monitoring and evaluation operational activities. Then question number 30. The preferred pest control project and all program operations are those which are planned and implemented in fashion. Okay, so the option A say in a mosaic fashion, B a repeated fashion, C an alternating fashion, D an integrated fashion, and E an adaptation fashion. Our best option here should be an integrated option. Yes, integrated pest management, or in the area of integrated vector management has become the mainstay and the best or preferred option now. Yes, now pest control, vector control has, you know, moved away from just capturing and killing pests and things like that. You know, we now practice what we call IPM, integrated pest management. I invite you to read more about integrated vector management or integrated pest management. You will love what is happening to the world of vector control or pest control. It's a good thing. And the reason why we prefer the IPM strategy is the fact that we don't really have to solve one problem by causing another, and so we need to do everything systematically. We need to, you know, ensure that we use a strategy if and only if it is truly required and things like that. Question number 31. Insects possess which of the following characteristics? Okay, so the option is one pair of antennae, two pairs of wings, most have three pairs of legs, some are wingless and legless, all of the above. In actual fact, we can describe insects as having one pair of antennae. We can describe insects having two pairs of wings. We can describe insects as you can see that most insects have three pairs of legs for sure. We can see some are wingless and some are legless. It is true. So we can choose this one as our best option for question number 31. Now, number 32, the preferred pest control project and or program operations use lessons learned from. The option A is epidemiology, B, insect science, C, nematology, D, pathology, and then E, epidemiology and insect science only. Okay, so the option E can't be our answer because the lessons are not only learned from epidemiology and insect science only. We can actually learn some lessons from nematology. We can learn lessons from pathology. We can learn lessons from insect science. And then we can learn lessons from epidemiology. So it means that in line with our instruction, it is good that we choose the options A to D. Now, question number 33. Number 33. Which of the following is true about insects? Okay, so option A. Pterygota are a subclass of small agile insects or algal agile. So Pterygota are a subclass of small agile insects distinguished from other insects by their lack of wings in the present and in their evolutionary history. Then option B, some species of the class Insecta lacking wings are members of insect orders which generally do have wings. C, Pterygota are a subclass of insects which includes all winged insects and the others which are secondarily wingless. That is, insect groups whose ancestors once had wings, but that have lost them due to subsequent evolution. Then the next one is all of the above are true about insects. Yes, all of the above are truly true about insects. So for this question, we should choose all of the above. Why? Because Aterigota. Okay, so we have two kinds of insects. Okay, based on using wings as our criteria. Some are Aterigota because they are wingless, and some are Pterigota because they have wings. And in actual fact, the ones that are Aterigota, okay, they constitute a subclass. They are small, they are agile, and they are distinguished from others by their lack of wings in both the present and their evolutionary history. In other words, there are insects which have not really had wings throughout their existence. Then the option B says that some species of the class Insecta lacking wings are members of insect orders which generally do have wings. Yes, it is because some of them, their ancestors had wings, but it is in the current stage or present generation that they've lost the wings or they don't have the wings, and so they can still be considered Pterigota. And so look at the option C. Option C says that Pterigota are a subclass of insects which includes all winged insects and the others which are secondarily wingless. In other words, some insect orders are secondarily wingless in the sense that the ancestors had wings, but they have lost the wing due to subsequent evolution. And so all of the above is actually true about insects. Then question number 31. It says today pesticides are not expected and required to be used extemporaneously. Then so today pesticides. Today pesticides are not expected and required to be used extemporaneously. The A is biological pesticide, B robotic, C synthetic, and D zoonotic. Our best answer here should be synthetic. Okay, so our sentence will now become today, synthetic pesticides are not expected and required to be used extemporaneously. In other words, you can't just get up and say, I am going to spray insecticide chemical in any community or anything like that. No. We practice the integrated pest management strategy before you launch out any option, any intervention. You need to make sure that you've considered, you've done your enough monitoring evaluation, you have considered all the strategies, and that if you're going to use chemical, then it should be because it is truly necessary. You just don't use chemical. You know, the chemicals are not absent adverse effects. You know, using synthetic chemicals are not absent consequences. And so you can't just get up and use chemicals like that. You need to do due consultation. You need to monitor the situation carefully and evaluate the need to use chemical, so that if truly you are supposed to use chemicals, then you can afford to do so. So take note of it that we shouldn't use chemicals anyhow. Question number 35. The adults of the two major subclasses of the class Insecta include which of the following? So the adults, we are not talking about the larvae, pupae, and those stages. We are looking at the adults. So the adults of the two major subclasses of the class Insecta include which of the following? So the option A says Aterigotes are completely wingless and have a metabolous development. The B says Pterigotes have wings and may be hemimetabolous or holometabolous. C says Pterigotes which are hemimetabolous are exopterigotes. Then D says Pterigotes which are holometabolous may be described as endopterigotes. Then E says all of the above. All of the above. So what is our option here? Our best option should be all of the above. What is our explanation for that one? Okay, it is true that aterigotes are completely wingless. Aterigota, aterigote meaning absent wing. So they don't have wings, and they don't also undergo metamorphosis, and that is why we say they are ametabolous in their development. Then the B, pterygotes have wings and may be hemimetabolous or holometabolous. Yes, those that have wings, there are two kinds. The type that undergo complete metamorphosis and the type that undergoes incomplete metamorphosis. Okay, so we have two kinds of pterygota or pterygotes. All of them have wings, all right, but some of them undergo complete metamorphosis. Others do not undergo complete, incomplete, but complete. So we have the hemimetabolous, they undergo incomplete metamorphosis, and then holometabolous, they undergo complete metamorphosis. Then option C, pterygotes which are hemimetabolous are exopterygotes. This one is saying that insects which have wings and which undergo incomplete metamorphosis, their wings actually develop outside their body. So they are exopterygotes. So that one too is true. It's a characteristic. And then again, pterygotes which are holometabolous may be described as endopterygotes. Yes, insects which have wings and undergo complete metamorphosis, they may be described as endopterygotes because their wings develop inside their body. That is why our best option should be all of the above. Now, question number 36. Arthropods of medical and veterinary, I beg your pardon. Arthropods of medical and veterinary interest belong mainly to, okay, the option A is insects, B say acari, like the mites, the C say exodida or exodida, the ticks, and then the D say scorpions, spiders. And then E say all of the above. Yes, this plays to what should be our answer. I think our answer should be all of the above. Arthropods of medical and veterinary interest belong to insects, acari, exodida, scorpions, and spiders are all parts. So our best answer should be all of the above. Now, question number 37. Arthropods which cause nuisance may be. Arthropods which cause nuisance may be. The option A is a parasite, B venomous, C urticating or blistering or allergenic. This is blood depriving, and then E is a harmful or damaging. So which one is our best option? Okay, or options? Yes, the A. Okay, arthropods which cause nuisance may be parasites. Yes, they may be parasites. They may be venomous. Yes, envenomization. Okay, somebody may be envenomized because maybe they get bitten or stinged by some arthropods. Then urticating. Yes, some you can't touch them. When they touch you, you suffer urtication or some blisters on your body, blistering, or allergy. When it comes to allergy, sometimes it may be somebody may be hypersensitive to the extent that the person can suffer anaphylactic shock, anaphylactic shock. So yes, that one too is an option. Then blood depriving, exsanguination. Somebody can lose blood, and then again they can be harmful or damaging, causing skin damage, for example, maybe dermatosis, and things like that. For those in agriculture, the hide, of some animals may be destroyed by arthropods, and because of that, it may lose its value on the market. So arthropods which cause nuisance may be parasites, it may be venomous, they may be urticating or blistering or allergenic, They may be blood depriving, they may be harmful, they may be damaging. Then question number 38, arthropods which carry or host infectious agent may be. Okay, so carriers, then the uncertain dissemination, or intermediary host, which is obligatory parasitism, vectors, active transmission to vertebrates, and then all of the above. Our answer should be all of the above. The question is why? Some are vectors, and the vectors, they are active transmitters of diseases. They are biological transmitters. Okay, we have biological transmission and we have mechanical transmission. So if an insect is a mechanical transmitter, it may not necessarily, be certain about how it will disseminate the thing. Okay, maybe it perches on a certain substrate. There are pathogens. It will pick some of the pathogens and it may spread the pathogens as to wherever it perches. Maybe it may leave some there, and so it may perch at some places which may not be favorable, and then at the end of the day the pathogen may not survive. But mostly the vectors, the pathogen, probably takes advantage of their survival requirements, and then for example the plasmodium, okay, will always get spread between people because the mosquito will actually have to come and pick blood and then in the process transmit. So they are active transmitters. So others are passive transmitters, others are active transmitters of pathogens, but they are all arthropods. So it means that arthropods which carry or whose infectious agents may be carriers with uncertain dissemination. They may be intermediary hosts, the one demonstrating obligatory parasitism. Parasitism, we can have the facultative or we can have the obligatory. I think you should read briefly about obligatory and then facultative parasitism today, yes. And then they may also be active transmitters or vectors transmitting the pathogens to vertebrates, including you and I. Question number 39. Which of the following is true about the exopterygota and endopterygota? Okay, so in other words, which is true about insects with the exopterygota, okay, and endopterygota. We are dealing with insects with wings. The pterygotes. So the first option says that for the exopterygota, the development of the wings occur outside the body. I think I've talked about this one already, and it's true that the exopterygota, the development of the wings occur outside the body. Then for exopterygota, the option B says exopterygota are insects which undergo incomplete metamorphosis. That one too is true. They are hemimetabolous. Then the C, for the endopterygota, the development of their wings occur inside the body. That one too, it is true. Endo, okay, and then exo. So exo, the development of their wings occur outside the body, and then the endopterygota, the development of their wings occurs inside the body, the wing. The wings development, the development of their wings occurs inside the body. Now, this is endopterygota are insects which undergo complete metamorphosis. Yes, the endopterygotes are actually holometabolous, meaning they undergo complete metamorphosis. So they have egg, they have the larva stage, they have the pupa stage, and then the adult stage. So that is complete metamorphosis. So it means that in this case, we will have to choose all the options. All the options are true about exopterygota and endopterygota. Insects whose wings develop outside the body and insects whose wings develop inside the body. exoterygotes and endoterygotes. Question number 40, the last one. Possible reactions which may occur in case of bites by wasps or bees include the option A, say a local reaction with few consequences. B, say a toxic reaction linked to the number of bites, that is those effects of venom. Then the C says an allergic reaction, eventually due to a single bite after previous exposure to allergen. Yes, this one too, our answer should be all of the above. All of the above. The reason is that possible reactions which may occur in case of bites by wasps or bees will actually include a local reaction with few consequences, where sometimes somebody gets bitten by, let's say, an insect, and the person just scratch the place slightly, and the person is okay. The person forget about it, okay. But sometimes, if the arthropod releases enough venom into your body, boom, you will realize that the problem may be a toxic one. The reaction may be a toxic one, and you may not necessarily take it easily, or you may not have it uh, handled in an easy way, just by scratching or rubbing your hand. No, sometimes you have to really seek treatment. When you become envenomized, you have to seek treatment. Then again, an allergic reaction eventually due to, yes, sometimes allergy is one of the key things. I talked about anaphylactic shock, for example, as one of the stages, of hypersensitivity, where somebody may be hypersensitive to the extent that the person will suffer that kind of biomedical condition. Anaphylactic shock. All too soon, we have truly come to the end of our journey to solving 40 questions. Yes, today we have solved 40 solid questions, and the questions span things related to pests, vector control, something that you can call entomology or anthropology, and it's good for you because you are a biological scientist, a public health personnel, or students, medical students, agric students. I will see you again in another section. Have a nice day. Bye bye.